Hello, my name is Marcia Shaw. I am a consultant to help Enid Hospital diagnose safety concerns, investigate people's beliefs and behavior, and help with the organizational change for the well-being of all the stakeholders involved in this organization. I will discuss the purpose of the presentation. I will identify the troubling dimension, discuss the ramifications on the organization after a shooting. I will discuss the relevance of defining the structure, design, and culture of an organization. We'll present if the organization is practicing with a conscious leadership. I will discuss a change tool that helps the organization make change. And then final, I will discuss challenges, the lessons learned, and the conclusion of this presentation. The purpose of this presentation is to explain the exposing dimension, define the organizational design, structure, and culture, and apply tools to help culture change when a tragic event has happened. According to Professor Howard, each year Fortune magazine publishes a most admired list of top companies in the United States. Firms are rated on these 8 dimensions: innovativeness, quality of management, long-term investment value, social responsibility to the community and the environment, people management, quality of products and services, the financial soundness, and wise use of corporate assets. The dimension that this healthcare organization is underperforming is the social responsibility to the community and the environment, because it represents a major failure of the hospital's primary mission: to provide a safe and healing environment for the community. This incident has devastating effects on the community's trust, the patient safety, and the staff well-being, and its repercussions can damage the broader social fabric. While the term environment most often refers to the natural world, in the hospital setting, it can be interpreted as the psychological and physical safety of the internal environment and its connection to the community. On the next few slides, I'll explain the ramifications of the organization after the shooting. According to an article by HarborView, they're associated with the American Hospital Association, a shooting incident within a hospital can trigger a cascade of negative outcomes. Number 1, staff trauma and burnout. Frontline workers may experience PTSD, anxiety, and depression. Emotional exhaustion leads to reduced productivity, absenteeism, and high turnover rate. Number 2, operational disruption. The emergency protocols may halt regular services, so patient care suffers due to diverted resources and heightened security measures. Number 3, reputational damage. The public trust erodes, especially if the hospital is seen as unprepared or negligent. Media coverage can amplify scrutiny, affecting patient intake and partnerships. And number 4, financial strain. The legal liabilities, insurance claims, and the security upgrades increase costs, so decline in patient volume and staff retention impacts the revenue. According to HarborView, if a hospital neglects its social responsibility, especially after such a crisis, the fallout can be severe. Number 1, the community alienation. A hospital is more than a care facility, it's a community anchor. The failure to engage in healing, outreach, or transparency can deepen mistrust. Number 2, environmental neglect. Ignoring sustainability efforts like hospital safety signals disregard for long-term community health. Hospitals that fail to adopt enhanced safety practices may face regulatory penalties or lose funding. The loss of stakeholder support. Donors, partners, and government bodies expect accountability and proactive CSR. Without visible improvement, support may dwindle, affecting future initiatives. And finally, the number 4, ethical and legal repercussions. Social responsibility includes equity, safety, and transparency. and neglecting these can lead to lawsuits, protests, or policy interventions. HARP Review explains what should be done to recover and thrive. Hospitals must invest in trauma-informed care for staff and patients, strengthen security protocols while maintaining a healing environment, engaging community through listening sessions, partnerships, and transparent communication, and commit to sustainability by improving a new safety infrastructure and policies to protect all stakeholders. Next, I will start applying textbook theories and definitions about an organization itself by explaining the hospital's organizational structure, design, and culture. These three concepts are profoundly relevant to hospital safety, influencing organizational effectiveness, and crucially, its social responsibility to the community it serves. When a hospital fails in this area, it impacts not only internal functioning, but the health and well-being of the broader community. According to Griffin, organizational structure refers to the framework that defines how a healthcare organization is organized, including its hierarchy, roles, responsibilities, and lines of communication. The types of healthcare organization structures are functional, divisional, matrix, and flat. For example, a functional structure where groups of people function with the same skills or who have similar tools or work processes, they are grouped together into different departments. This hospital has a hierarchy which outlines supervision relationships by giving some employees authority over others. Hierarchy can give too much power to a few people at the top of the organization, which can increase the risk of unethical behavior. Because the hierarchy creates a clear chain command, it can also restrict the interaction and communication among employees. Organizational design in healthcare is the strategic process of structuring a healthcare organization's hierarchy, workflow, and systems to achieve its goals, improve patient care, and enhance performance. It involves defining roles, allocating tasks, setting up communication channels, and aligning the organization's structure with its strategic objectives like the technology, patient needs, and external environment to foster the efficiency in collaboration and high quality care. Key aspects of organizational design is the structure and hierarchy, work specialization and task, coordination and integration, technology and systems, leadership and culture, and adaptation and innovation. Organizational culture is the collective values, beliefs, and behaviors within the hospital. A positive safety culture is a critical factor for positive patient outcomes. Some key points on organizational culture is the impact on patient outcomes. Positive supportive culture correlates with reduces patient mortality rates, shorter lengths of stay, fewer hospital-acquired infections. Another point is encouraging open communication. A strong safety culture includes enforces confidential reporting, value in open and honest communication, and incorporating incident reporting systems. A weak culture would discourage staff from speaking out about the safety concerns. Another point, empowering staff. Empowering staff at all levels to participate in safety planning and decision making is vital. It requires management leadership and encourages worker participation. On this next slide, I will discuss the hospital's connection to community social responsibility. A hospital's effectiveness in providing safe care is the bedrock of its social responsibility. This including not just treating individuals, patients, but also enhancing the health and community. There are 5 key points. Number 1, trust and reputation. A hospital's reputation in the community is linked to its safety record. A strong safety culture and effective organizational design builds public trust. If the hospital delivers bad care, it loses the community's trust and fails an ethical obligation to protect public health. Number 2, community health initiatives. An organization that is socially responsible moves beyond the basic legal and ethical standards to actively benefit the community. An effective hospital-initiated community is based awareness programs and educational services. 2, resource efficiency. An effective structure and design leads to operational efficiency, which can reduce healthcare costs. Number 4, stakeholder management. Social responsibility requires considering the interests of all stakeholders, including the community, employees, and patients. A hospital's strong governance and social responsible culture will meet these diverse demands. Finally, the transparency and accountability. From a social responsibility perspective, an effective hospital is transparent and accountable for its safety performance. It reports outcomes and safety targets and demonstrates continuous improvements which show the commitment to the community's well-being. Integrating hospital safety issues with conscious leadership involves embedding conscious principles like self-awareness, empathy, and integrity into the hospital safety culture. This approach moves beyond simple following protocols and addresses systemic issues, human factors, and psychological safety to create a more resilient and patient-centered environment. Some key principles for conscious leadership for hospital safety is cultivate self-awareness in leaders, create psychological safety, practice compassion and accountability, promote just culture, prioritize purpose and integrity, and engage in continuous learning. From leading researchers, they provide great tools to help make change. Applying Kotter's 8-step change model to the aftermath of a hospital shooting offers a structured way to lead organizational healing, rebuild trust, and implement safety reforms. On this slide, it shows how each step can be tailored to address the ramifications of such a traumatic event. When implementing change, especially systemic or organizational, often encounters resistance and complexity. Some common challenges include resistance to change, resources constraints, cultural misalignment, technical integration issues, and lack of clear metrics. To bring about meaningful change, various subsystems must be recalibrated to work in harmony. For example, leadership and governance. Ensure leaders champion the change, model desired behaviors, and make decisions aligned with new goals. Communication channels. Establish clear, consistent messaging across all levels to reinforce the change narrative. Or culture and values. Embed in new values through storytelling, recognition programs, and leadership visibility. The breakdown of lessons learned and strategic approaches. There are 4 key points that is recommended when it comes to organizational structure, culture, and change management. Number 1, the structure should serve strategy. This is where a rigid hierarchy can stifle innovation and slow decision making. Number 2, the culture eats strategy for breakfast. This is even the best plans fail if the culture doesn't support them. Number 3, change is emotional, not logical. This is where resistance often stems from fear, not disagreement. And number 4, top down doesn't mean one way. This is leadership must guide, but also learn. There are 3 important strategies that leaders must engage in to make change happen: designing structure, building culture, and managing change. There are strategies that leaders need to avoid. Number 1, micromanagement. Number 2, one-size-fits-all change plans. And number 3, ignoring culture during mergers or restructures. And then final, this traumatic incident serves as a powerful catalyst for a series of critical institutional-wide changes. The organizational response moved beyond immediate crisis management to implement comprehensive and system solutions. The hospital revised and standardized all emergency response protocols, ensuring clear communication, coordinated action, and accountability among all staff members through a crisis. Security infrastructure has been fully revamped to include a permanent, highly trained security presence, camera monitoring, and effective alert systems. These physical changes are complemented by ongoing and mandatory active shooter training and regular drills for personnel, which restores a crucial sense of preparedness and calm in the face of potential threats. Recognizing the profound psychological toll on the vent, the hospital has prioritized the mental health and long-term recovery of its employees. The EAP provides immediate and long-term counseling, trauma support, and flexible work arrangements. By openly acknowledging the second phenomenon, the organization has fostered a culture of compassion and support, enabling a stronger, more resilient workforce. Ultimately, the most significant change is profound shift in the hospital culture. While the initial trauma creates an undeniable sense of urgency for change, long-term success of these efforts hinges on making safety, transparency, and employee engagement permanent fixtures of the organization. By focusing on leadership engagement, team collaboration, and transparent communication, the hospital is healing its psychological wounds and solidifying a stronger, more united institution. The journey is not complete, but the lessons learned have been institutionalized to protect the hospital's community for years to come. By implementing the system solutions and prioritizing the human element in recovery, the hospital has transformed a moment of crisis into a lasting commitment to safety and excellence. And thank you.